Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's YunKs. Today, we're going to be doing something a tad bit different. We're going to be going over 5 things that I would like to see in Destiny 2. Now, these are not going to be in any particular order. We're just going to simply go over 5 things that I would like to see in Destiny 2. As far as we know, at the moment, Destiny 2 is coming out in 2017. It's pretty much right around the corner, so let's just get right into the video. So number 1, I would love to see a 6-man patrol in Destiny 2. Now, I know that sounds a bit silly, but I'm just really upset that there's only 2 activities that you can do with the 6-man fire team, the raid and crucible. Why isn't there more activities? I would even go ahead and say strikes, but that may be pushing it. I'm pretty sure Bungie can pull off 6-man patrol, or maybe even make new activities that 6 people in your fire team can enjoy all together. There has to be more than just the raid and crucible. I just feel like there has to be. All right, we're gonna move on to number 2 now. I would love to see exotic ghost shell sparrows in ships in Destiny 2. I know there has been rumors of an exotic sparrow and maybe even more that was supposed to come out in Destiny, but it just never showed up. Maybe this will come out in Destiny 2, and if it does, obviously it's going to be purely cosmetic, or at least I would hope so, and I would love for it to be pretty damn rare. I would love to just go and patrol and see somebody flying by with that new exotic sparrow that's really difficult to get, that you cannot get from an exotic engram. The only way to possibly get it may be from like Crucible or strikes, like the end game of those activities, and it would be very rare to get. It would give us more to grind for. It would be very interesting to see, and it would definitely switch things up and add a little more to the game. Moving on to number 3, I would love to see all raids actually be relevant and updated in Destiny 2 at all times. Maybe not at all times. I could see it definitely being problematic when a new DLC comes out with a new raid. Obviously, Bungie is going to want to push that new raid, and they're going to want all their, or most of their player base to actually play the new raid and not the older raids. That makes a lot of sense. So I would say when a new DLC comes out with a new raid, leave the older raids behind for a couple months or so until everything settles down again. And once the hype of the new raid is pretty much over, for the most part, have all the raids updated, make it so that we can play any raid we want and actually feel rewarded for it. This game needs more end game content. Destiny has so much potential, and right now at the moment, a lot of good content is gone to waste because it is simply not updated. I feel like it should not be that way. Why can't we pick and choose 1 out of the 4 raids to do to get our next 400 light gear? Like, why? It just sounds very silly to me right now talking about it, why that's not a possibility. I know that would be more work for Bungie, but I feel like they cannot make this mistake again. A lot of people want this, not only me, and I really feel like it would add a lot more to the game. It would put this game in a much better place. I definitely think this is something that needs to happen in Destiny 2. Moving on to number 4. We need a better communication system within the game to look for raid groups, to look for trials groups, and that is, of course, if trials is still in the game. Of course, I hope it still is. Love trials. And I know there are plenty of external sources to do this, to find your, raid groups or trials groups, but I feel like it shouldn't have to come down to that. It shouldn't have to come down to using an external source. It should be right inside the game. I feel like this would help the community out just a tad bit. It would just be a lot more convenient for us Guardians. And moving on to number 5, the final thing I'll be talking about in this video that I would love to see in Destiny 2. Faster loading screens. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave up. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously though, we need faster loading screens. It's a little obnoxious how slow they are sometimes. But yeah, but for real though, number 5, we need in-game lore. I would love to see lore / grimoire get into the game, not just through websites on the internet and stuff. I want to see this shit in game. It just seems so simple, but yet Bungie just could not implement this into the game for some odd reason. Maybe they didn't care for it, or maybe they had trouble with the coding. I don't fucking know. Why the hell is this not in the game? The lore It's actually really damn good in Destiny. Maybe they just thought people wouldn't give a shit about the lore and the Grimoire cards, but I do, and I know other people do, so I feel like this has to be in Destiny 2. It would just be very silly if it wasn't. Anyway, guys, I think that's pretty much going to wrap this one up. Go ahead, leave in the comments, what would you like to see in Destiny 2? Do you agree with anything I said, or do you disagree with anything I said? Let me know. Obviously, there are plenty of other things that I could have went over and a ton of things that I missed, but we could always save that for another video. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed the video, and go ahead and leave a sub if you haven't already, if you want to see more Destiny content, because I will be bringing it to you guys on the daily. Anyway, I will see you next time.